The more and more I try these Amore hand-tied caps, I think this one takes the cake. Farren here runs over $100 less than Holly. And that is what your part is going to look like. So it's gonna sit nice and flat and not make you feel like it's too poofy and too done up. Not only is this style natural and fluffy and beautiful, but this is so comfortable. Hi everybody, welcome back to the Chiquel YouTube channel. My name is Amanda and today I'm really excited to share with you this brand new wig by Amore called Farren. But before I jump into it, I'm gonna remind you to like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel where you can learn even more about alternative hair. All right, I'm just gonna jump right to it and let you guys know that this might be my most favorite wig that I have put on my head all year. The second I put Farren on, I immediately was in love. I felt so happy. Like I could feel my body just be like, ooh, I love it so much for several reasons. So let's get into it. So the first thing I'm gonna do actually is take this off and we're gonna talk about the cap here. So Amore is a brand by Aderans. Aderans is a company that has lots of brands underneath it. So they have Amore, which is the brand I'm sharing today, Rene of Paris, Noriko, the Orchid Collection, Alexander Couture. Those are kind of the most common ones that you will see from Aderans. And Amore is their more medical line of wigs where they keep scalp sensitivities and people with hair loss in mind when they create their wigs. So overall, they tend to strive to have a little bit more comfort in their wigs, especially I find with their hand-tied caps. I'm someone who really loves the feel of John Reno hand-tied caps, but you know what? The more and more I try these Amore hand-tied caps, I think this one takes the cake. Anyways, let me show you. So Farren here is a brand new style and it's going to have a full monofilament top so you can part this wherever you want, center, left, right, all over the place. Then you're going to have a extended temple to temple monofilament lace front. So this is made with that same monofilament material as you have here. Aside from that, you're going to have very soft felt ear tabs. I mean, a lot of companies use felt for their ear tabs, but there's something about this one that is like more soft. I don't know what it is. I wish you could feel it through the screen, but it's just very soft. Plus they've put this, it's a very thin layer of silicone here that you can take off if you want to. With this, you can see the stitching there. So if you're not a fan of silicone, then you are very easily able to get rid of that stitching and remove it. The only thing, because it's a pretty thin silicone here, I would just be concerned that it might tear or rip potentially after some wears, but I don't know, that's just a thought I had. Anyways, the rest of this cap is a 100% hand-tied stretch cap. So you have stretchiness from front to nape, from side to side. You have it in your side panels here as well. This material in the center panel is very soft. It is very soft. It feels so nice. Anyways, having this soft, stretchy in all of the ways hand-tied cap is going to make your head feel like it has a hug on it. It truly feels lovely. This is a style that I could wear all day without a single complaint, without me feeling like I want to take my wig off. I'd probably get home at the end of the day and forget I'm even wearing a wig, to be honest. And then you have your extended felt nape, again with that same really soft felt there. Velcro adjusters, and I've actually never seen this before, but they've put the silicone just on either end of your nape there. So that does help with a little bit of security to keep it down at your nape so it doesn't ride up quite as much. As someone who is a petite head and who likes to really stretch my wigs over my scalp to ensure that they, fit and don't have too much bulk, I always love a good silicone on the nape just to help kind of keep it there. And it also allows you to put some adhesive more easily on your wig at your nape in those two spots, or even on your ear tabs as well, to help keep it down if you want to. And I find that the silicone though, whenever you find silicone, it definitely works better for those of us who don't have hair. So again, Amore does make styles for people with hair loss in mind. So that is also why they've added their silicone there. Now that we walked you through the cap, truthfully, like, I know I'm just this reviewer on YouTube and I work for Chiquel, but honestly, this is a very comfortable cap. And you know what? When you compare the cost of this hand-tied cap to the cost of other hand-tied caps, this one is cheaper. This one is actually not that bad. I mean, these wigs in general can be pricey. I do get it. And you have to decide if it's something that's going to be in your budget. But again, in comparison to other hand-tied caps, other hand-tied wigs, for example, something like a Holly by John Rene, Farren here runs over $100 less than Holly. So with that in mind, Farren is honestly, it's a good find. Okay, let's talk about this new color I have on as well. This new color is called Brown Topaz. It is an unrooted color for all of you people out there who are just like, why the roots? So it's an unrooted color. And in this color, you're gonna basically find a mix of a medium brown and a lighter honey brown. Overall, this is going to lean quite warm. It's definitely not a cool tone, but it is just a nice, easy blend of those two colors here. So I'm gonna give you a little spin so we can see this whole style, and then I'm gonna talk a little bit more about it. All right, so with Farren here, like I said, we have that fully hand-tied cap. Whenever you have a hand-tied portion of a cap, no matter where it is, in this case, this whole cap is hand-tied, you are not gonna find any permatease. Permatease is typically what you can find sometimes on wefted caps that have synthetic fibers. I've talked a lot about permatease in some of my videos. I actually have a couple videos that go in a deep dive on permatease. So if you wanna learn more about permatease and what that is on a wig, definitely go check out those videos. I'm not gonna spill all the beans here about it, but it's essentially what manufacturers do to the root of a synthetic wig on wefted caps that gives you like this short-haired crimping effect. And what it does is it gives you volume, it gives you shape to the style, it gives you a bit of structure, and it's also there often to hide some of the wefting. So if you move your head or your fibers move, then it's not gonna show through to your scalp. Now, often when you do have permatease on some synthetic wigs, it can give you a lot of volume, and sometimes it's unwanted volume by certain people. On Farren, like I said, we have no permatease. So the volume that you see here comes from the style itself. It comes from the layering, it comes from the density of this, and the nice, also fluffy fibers. I feel like these are very soft, fluffy feeling, heat-friendly synthetic fibers. They do truthfully feel quite light and fluffy. I find that Farren here is a low to a medium density. And like I said, with this layering here, it definitely helps to add some volume. So you can get a little bit of volume with this for sure, with all of this layering that you see throughout it, and with this low to medium density. What I do love is that it's going to lay nice and flat at your crown because you don't have that permatease there. So it's gonna sit nice and flat and not make you feel like it's too poofy and too done up in this portion of your head. The volume on Farren is mostly situated in this section here, kind of where you see some shape in the style and where you have that layering. So you are gonna find a little bit of layering in the front, giving you almost that long sort of curtain bang effect here at the front. And then let me spin again and show you there is a very slight wave at the back. It almost gives you the look like you've kind of air dried it a little bit, and it doesn't want to dry straight, but it also doesn't want to dry curly, which to me, I find that makes it even more natural. But then almost at the front, it looks like we've done a little bit of a blow dry, a little bit of a blowout here, giving you more shape. So I just love that this isn't necessarily a super polished look, which again makes this look even more natural. Okay, like I mentioned very briefly earlier, this is made with heat-friendly synthetic fiber. So this is a style that you will have to add heat to as you wear it, because you are going to find that the ends especially are going to get frizzy and frazzly due to the friction on your shoulders and on your clothing. So when that happens, the ends are gonna get frizzy, and the only way to get rid of the frizz and help it feel straight and fresh and new again is by using heat on it. So you will have to use heat on occasion. You're not going to have to use heat as much as you would if this were a long style. It's the long styles that are honestly, they can be a little bit of a pain to maintain. Something like this won't be too bad, but you will have to use heat occasionally. I would use something like a hot airbrush probably on the ends to help keep that shape of it so that you still have some structure to your style. Let me show you this lace front. So it is a nice low density lace front, which means there's not a ton of hair. So density refers to how much hair is on the cap. So the lace front here is not too high of a density. We have a nice low density, which makes it easy to pull this back and off of your face. Plus the knotting is pretty small. I'm actually quite pleased with this lace front. Obviously, when someone is on top of you looking directly at your forehead, they might be able to tell that it is a wig if they are like directly looking at you. But in terms of lace fronts, this one is pretty good. And if I back up here, like, can't really tell at all. It's pretty well done. And that small knotting there is going to continue back into that full monofilament top that allows you to part this anywhere you want. So that is what your part is going to look like. Underneath here, you can kind of see a little bit of darkness and different color than you see at the front here. Do you guys notice how it's a bit darker back there? That's because underneath this wig here, underneath this monofilament, I have a little bit of hair there that is shaved. So my scalp there looks darker because that is where some of my hair is growing. Now, if you want to eliminate that darkness, if you have your own hair underneath your monofilament, something you could do is add a little bit of makeup powder in your part line to help disguise that. Or another trick could be underneath your wig here, add some skin colored silicone tape underneath so that when you see through, it's going to see through to that sort of skin color tape under, as opposed to seeing through to the color of your hair. And I do have a video actually on how to create a little bit more of a natural part line if you're finding that you need to do something like that. Now, I will note that it's not just on this wig that you can see through. It's really just on every monofilament top. So that here is not a fault in Farren. That is just what you would typically see on any monofilament top. Okay, as I've been doing that, I parted this on the right-hand side so you can see what this looks like as a side part. So here is a right part. Let me show you a part to the left as well. Get it a little bit deeper, do a deeper left part. You know what? I'm not even really feeling like I need to add too much heat in order to change the part. I feel like the fiber is very movable on this style. So here is a left part for you. Looks very cute. You have that kind of side swept look with your layers in the front here. And let's try a little ear tuck. Ear tucks are always good to up the cuteness factor. If you do a full ear tuck, just be wary if you are someone like me who doesn't have hair, because then, you know, you're gonna kind of see the fact that it's an ear tab and that you don't have hair growing from your scalp. If you have your own hair, something nice you could do is pull it out in front so that you have like strands of your own hair and then blend it in with the wig. I wish I could show you, but I clearly cannot. So whenever I do ear tucks, I tend to leave a little bit of hair in front just so that we don't see that situation happening. Okay, let me get this back to the center part here. And I'm gonna show you what this might look like in a half up, half down. Because the great thing about wigs, you guys, is that you don't have to wear them the same way every single day. When I was new to wigs, I always wore my wig just down and straight, and I didn't do anything to it. I was scared to touch it. I didn't realize you were allowed to style it like it was your own hair. Anyways, it was boring. I got kind of sick of looking like the same person every single day. So when I finally discovered that you can actually style your wigs, game changer. Okay, here's what a half up, half down looks like. Very cute, very cute. I don't know what the back looks like. I will show it to you. Right now, I'm just kind of pulling down the fiber a bit so we don't see any of the cap through. How does it look? How does it look back there? Hopefully okay. Anyways, half up, half downs, very cute, very doable for Farren. And now I wonder, let's wonder together and let me show you if this is gonna fit in like a claw. It probably will. Like, I feel like it will. You're just not gonna have a ton of hair back there. So if you wanted to like mess around with it and do an updo, you definitely could. You just might not want a claw. You might want to like use clips, and I'm scared to turn around. Honestly, I missed a bunch. I don't think it looks great back there at all, but this kind of at least shows you that you can get it up there. The fibers in the front will reach back there if you wanted to do any kind of an updo with this. So you have options for styling. Anyways, you guys, I think that's about all I have to share with you about Farren. And truthfully, this might be one of my very favorite wigs I've put on in a long time. And that's because of all of the things combined. Not only is this style natural and fluffy and beautiful, but this is so comfortable. Like, it is very comfortable. And plus, on top of it all, this hand-tied cap, in comparison to other hand-tied caps you might see on the market, is definitely a little bit more affordable, especially when you can get it on a sale, which we often have on our website. So hopefully this has given you a little bit more info on Farren and has allowed you to see in person what a gorgeous style and cap that this is. I feel like everybody needs a Farren in their life, but if you have any more questions, please let me know in the comments and I'm happy to help you out and answer if I can. But for now, I'm gonna say goodbye and I will see you guys next time. See you later.